I'm down. Alright, sounds good, Bob.
Alright, welcome, we're race fans for the early birds here, as you can see. Still in the practice session here as these guys are figuring some things out. We are at Rockingham Speedway, also known as The Rock. Talking to the drivers beforehand. It's a little bit of a bigger track for these super late models, but everybody seems to be getting the track figured out. A lot of guys have practiced throughout the week as they normally do. Getting it in there. I think we're waiting for a couple of drivers maybe to show up tonight. Maybe some had the night off, not too sure, but should be a really fast track for these super late models. As you can see, these cars are ran a lot, especially here in the Tri-Track Championship on much smaller tracks. Rockingham's going to provide a different experience for us, bigger back stretch, longer front stretch, which this front stretch is a little bit tricky. It doesn't look like it is, but it can be with these super late models. And then you can see the bankings on the turns here as well. Should be able to provide just a really fast race for us tonight. So we're looking forward to that. I know these guys are as well. Most of these guys did perform in Tuesday night's race as well, as Larry Garnes has entered the practice session. So we're up to 8 drivers right now. I think there might be a few more coming in late. But we'll have a little bit of a special guest tonight, somebody that we don't normally get to talk to. He is one of the admins and I believe, one of the owners at All-American Racing League. But definitely the guy that puts together these Tri-Track Championships. Last season, of course, were the Tour mods. This year they ran into the super late models. So he's the one that's organizing this whole thing with the help of his admins. But that's going to be Frederick Houle. So we're going to be able to pull him into an interview for the first time, I think, since the very first time we went live with these guys, which didn't seem like that long ago, but it's probably been a good maybe 2 months since we've been doing this with these guys. A month and a half maybe, somewhere in there. So we'll get Freddie in here. We'll pull him into the booth and get an interview for him. He can talk about the scope of the series, how he feels moving forward, and just kind of give him an opportunity to discuss some things involving the Spent Dreams Car Club Tri-Track Championship. Hey, Frederick, it's Faded in here. We're up and live. How you doing tonight, buddy? You got a copy, Freddie? Well, it looks like we might have some technical difficulties with Freddie. I can't seem to get his audio here in Discord. Try to pull him out, pull him back in. Hey, Freddie, let's give it another shot. You got a copy? Well, I was just speaking to him before we went live on the broadcast.
Somebody right now.
Oh, there he is. How you doing, Freddie? Hello?
Hey, I'm sorry, I got you. Hang on 1 second. I apologize. Gosh, Brandon, what's up?
Hey, it's your show, brother. No worries for me. But anyway, so we tried getting you in last week, and I think you had some technical difficulties. So I wanted to try to take another stab at that this week, give you an opportunity to talk about just how far this Tri-Track Championship has come. I was telling the viewers at home, we did the Tour mods last season. You guys have progressed into the super late models this season. Give you an opportunity to kind of talk about your sponsors, the direction on where you want this to go into the future, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity. I mean, I started it. My cousin actually runs in Connecticut on a tri-track circuit that goes around like New York and Mass, Connecticut. So that kind of is what inspired the idea of doing a 3-track rotation and why we wanted to do that whole tri-track championship / trifecta. So that's kind of what got that going. My family, my grandfather's race open wheel modifieds, my cousin races open wheel modifieds, and I grew up about a mile from Stafford Speedway. So I love the cars. There aren't many console games that have that opportunity to run that car. So when I had the chance to meet up with this All-American Racing League crew, which is a great bunch of guys, David, Johnny, all these guys, amazing dude, Chad. I wanted to try to bring something to the table for more like, maybe novice drivers such as myself. And I just think we really got something going here. I mean, I know you've kind of come in at the end of the modified series and had a chance to see the late models. So from a broadcaster's perspective, what are you thinking about it so far? I know you weren't too into oval going in, but is it what you want it to be?
Yeah, so I came to iRacing for road racing, and now I've stayed for the ovals. I absolutely love oval racing. Obviously, I've been involved in the trucks and the Xfinity Series. I'm starting to learn the super late models as well. But going back to what you were saying as far as games or sims and what have you, I think there used to be a NASCAR game where you started at the bottom, and I think you started with the tour mods on the short tracks. But man, that had to have been years ago. I'm talking maybe.
Oh, I'm all over, man. I got you. We had there was Dirt to Daytona,
right?
Which was like cars, and then they had the modifieds, and then you moved your way up, and then I think NASCAR. I think it was like 08 or 06 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even later had total team control, so you could run the open wheels on like Milwaukee Mile, IRP, stuff like that. So I mean, I've been a huge fan of it for a long time, and to be able to bring it into a sim, iRacing's phenomenal. I mean, as much as it does cost a little bit to get it going and get where you want to be, where you can get heavy into these leagues. It's like no other, man. I mean, it's so much fun. You get the wheel, you get the opportunity to meet some great people, and I could not be prouder of where this is going. I mean, I'm trying to do everything I can, to change up the tracks every year, but keep it affordable. Trying to go with stuff that maybe the iRacing provides on a packet. So for this season, we're running Southern National, Irwindale, and Rockingham. And I'm pretty sure Southern National and Irwindale are included when you first sign up for iRacing. So, you know what I mean? I try to eliminate some of the costs for these kind of drivers, and it seems to be putting out a great product. I mean, even myself, Tyrone, some of the guys that run mid to late pack, most of these races are getting more and more competitive every week. And
Cobra threatens to destroy everything. We are building a team. Join us. This is your destiny. Let's go. Snake Eyes.
And I that's all you can ask for, man. It's so much fun to do.
Yeah, speaking of that, I've noticed Tyrone Yo, when I first started broadcasting for you guys, and this isn't a stab at him at all, and where I'm going with it, it's actually a compliment, but, he was, kind of that guy that was in the back all the time, and keeping it clean, though. He always stayed out of trouble, I'll give him that. But now, this season, especially here in the super late models. I mean, he took home a P5 last week, I believe. I see him in Discord talking. This guy's always practicing. He's always running, checking his times, making sure that he can make the changes he needs to get faster. So from an outside perspective as myself, I've seen the hard work that Tyrone has been putting in to his racing craft, and I believe these super late models might be his calling, as he had a really strong finish, probably his best finish so far out of all the races that we've been a part of last week.
Oh yeah, no, Tyrone specifically has grown tremendously. He came in late at the end of our first late model season, so we did 2 SK seasons, and then we just got into late models this season. And Tyrone hopped in on the back end of the first season. He got in with us, and he was same thing. I'm not knocking him. I'm sure he would agree with me, but he was coming in kind of newer to it seemed newer to iRacing. He was struggling in pack racing, but it did not take him. 2 seasons is not long at all. We have run short seasons, and he's turned that thing around, and you could even see it in the Cup Series. For guys like me and him, I do put myself in the same category. I'm not going to run top 3 every week. But for guys like me and him, where we can pull out a top 5 and really even give a chance or a run with these bigger guys that are able to, put maybe a little bit more in their setup or put a little bit more into practice each week or whatever it be, to be able to compete with those guys and see a growth week in and week out, that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, sure. So we're coming up on just a couple of minutes before the qualifying session. Last question. Do you guys recruit throughout your entire season? Are you looking to maybe add a couple of drivers within a certain time frame before you say, hey, we're done, doors are closed, we'll catch you next season? Or are you actively recruiting throughout the entire?
I actively recruit throughout. It's like I said, this is our novice series. The Cup Series has more of the long races, a little bit more involvement, less fast repair, less sets of tires, more rules. So you got to be a little bit cleaner in the Cup Series for sure. But this is definitely entry level. We let anybody in. You've seen it. Caden pretty much runs up front. He's got an insane I rating. He knows what he's doing. And then you have that spread down to me on the bottom, who's just trying to race once or twice a week. So we get everybody in. The point system is regular NASCAR based. So if you miss the race, then you miss out on the points. So we don't retrograde that. If you want to hop in mid-season, like some of these guys from the Cup Series are, you're more than welcome to. It's just it might put you in a disadvantage for points for the championship run at the end there. But to get a few laps in, learn new cars, learn new tracks, come on out and check it out. I also, real quick, Brandon, want to give a massive shout out to Spent Dreamz. They're an online-based national car group. So if you guys have any real cars at home that you guys love, or, mods, whatever it be, it doesn't have to be a muscle car, it doesn't have to be a tuner. If there's a car that you love and you like sharing it online and going out and doing events, Daytona, things like that, look up Spent Dreamz. They got a Facebook page, Instagram page. The guy who runs it and his wife are phenomenal freaking people, and it's a cool opportunity for another community to grow. So definitely check them out. Spent Dreamz is really helping us out here.
All right, man. Sounds good, Freddie. About a minute 30 left. We'll let you maybe get in 1 or 2 more laps. Good luck with qualifying. Good luck with the race. And, who knows? Maybe we'll bring you in for a post-race interview.
I can only hope, man. I'm going to aim for podium. I might have to take out Caden to get there, but we'll see what happens.
All right, Freddie. We'll talk to you.
All right, have a good one.
All right, guys, that is league owner at All-American Racing League, definitely in the Tri-Track Championship area. As you heard him talk, Spent Dreamz Car Club is the sponsor there. They are a web-based car club. Search them out on Facebook at Spent Dreamz Car Club. If that's something that you guys are interested in at home, you got a race car, you got a muscle car, you got a tuner. Doesn't sound like they have one section only as far as car class and year and all that stuff. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to Freddie for having us here for another season on Faded TV. We appreciate that. 30 seconds left in the practice session. You guys know what it is. We'll load into the qualifying. They'll run their qualifying laps. Now, because it's iRacing, it doesn't matter how fast these guys get done with their qualifying session. We have to wait out, I believe, the full 5 minutes. So that's why, whether it's the Cup cars or whether it's the super late models, there's always just that section of the broadcast where we're kind of just staring off into the stands or the track. There's no cars out there. That's because no matter how fast they get done with their qualifying sessions, iRacing is going to use up that entire 5 minute session. of qualifying. So I just wanted to make that clear for you guys because I know it happens all the time. But we're going to switch over to the qualifying session here. We'll let these guys get some laps in, and we'll get them out onto the track as a whole and start some racing for you guys. Again, this is Rockingham Speedway. A little bit of a bigger track here for the super late models. I'm looking forward to it. Should be plenty of speed on the track. The banks or the turns are nice and banked, so definitely should be a quick race. Ooh. Alrighty, looks like we're starting to get drivers done with their qualifying sessions, at least 5, 6, 7. There we go. No surprise there that the 88 of Caden Tufts is sitting up top. Alonzo King Jr., who is, I believe, new to this season. We called his name a couple of times last week. He was running that camouflage paint scheme on the super late models. Looks like he is holding on to P3. So a good qualifying session for a new driver here at All-American Racing League. So you guys heard from Freddie himself. As the guys are here watching it live, I know is mostly friends and family, and you're not interested in joining the league yourselves, but I know these VODs reach YouTube and Facebook pretty much same day or the day after. If you guys are coming across this VOD and you are looking for a league to run into, they are recruiting for the super late models. That's for sure. It's only going to be, we only got 8 weeks left of racing for this, but I know that they're also currently recruiting for their cup cars that run here on Tuesday nights. Now they're getting ready to finish up that season here soon before they advance. I believe they're running next gen next season. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that, but I think I saw that in a Discord somewhere. They're going to be running the next gen cup cars next season on Tuesday nights, and that's just right around the corner. So definitely reach out to these guys on Facebook. Go into your search bar, type in All American Racing League, and you can't miss them. They're one off. And get in their DMs and shoot these guys a message. I know their sister league, OOR, is running a truck league on Sunday nights. That's going to be started here pretty soon, as yours truly has signed up to run into that series next season. So those won't get broadcasted, but we'll still have them live here on Faded TV. It'll just be from the cockpit view of yours truly. So I'm looking forward to that. Caden Tufts, Devin Smith, Alonzo King Jr., Frederick Houle, Casey Pacala, David Hara, Tyrone Yo, Larry Garnes, and Braden Black. Looks like Braden might skip qualifying. He was late into the practice session. He said, hey, you guys mind if I tag along for this race?
Discover card. I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year.
Automatically.
Woo, I got my money. It's hard to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Well, let it go. Woo.
Get a dollar-for-dollar match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
Introducing the new City Custom Cash Card, a different kind of card that rewards Rashida where her spending is trending. Just ask overly confident DIY Rashida.
Wait, is this the right wall?
Oh. Or last-minute gift shopping, Rashida?
I'm putting a bow on it.
Even sneaking away for a vacay, Rashida?
I've earned this, okay?
From home improvement, drugstores, select travel, and more. Earn 5% cash back that automatically adjusts to your top eligible spend category, up to $500 spent each billing cycle.
Metro by T-Mobile knows you value hard work, and you know it deserves to be shared. Right now, get an iPhone SE for less than $50 when you switch. Metro, empowering you to rule your day.
I'm not too sure if he's got a whole lot of super late model experience, so he might be skipping out on the qualifying session, starting in the back of the pack tonight. Again, that's Braden Black, who in the Cup Series is really starting to make a name for himself here at All-American Racing League. Caden Tufts coming in tonight with a 5,000 I rating. Devin Smith, who's qualified second, 1,989. Now, it should be known that nobody in All-American Racing League comes in here with an ego or anything like that. Just because you have a super high I rating doesn't mean nothing. But I like giving out these information to you guys and shouting these drivers out. Casey Picala is over the 2K club with 2,183 I rating. So it looks like that's going to do it for qualifying as we're going to get onto the grid. As we pull it up for you. Not too sure why SDK does it the way they do, but there it is. I'd prefer the left side to have the first place driver up there, but nonetheless, you guys can see it there. We got 9 drivers in tonight's session with Braden Black skipping qualifying, going to start in 9th place. As we take a couple of laps around behind the pace truck here. One last time to make sure you're comfortable in your cockpit. Or your sim rig, whatever you want to call it. Some guys here are probably sitting in nice, comfy computer chairs, as we do have a couple of desktop racers here. So that'll be your grid. Caden Tufts going to be leading to the race. Pace truck is off. Lights in, green, and we're off racing. Caden Tufts out to a strong lead, followed by Devin Smith, Alonzo King, both respectively keeping their starting positions in 2nd and 3rd place. Alonzo King Jr. went off track. He's going to drop all the way to 7th place, but we're going to stay under green. Let's take a look at what happened to that driver here. He's just getting a little bit loose here. Now, that's what I wanted to talk about. I said in the practice session, hey, way to hold on to that car, Alonzo. Nice save. It does look like the O2 car did get involved into the back of that, so that's unfortunate. That's going to be some front-end damage for him. However, I wanted to talk about that in practice session. When I was in the Discord, I was hearing a lot of drivers talk about this start-finish line and how tough it is. If you take a look at your track map right there, it's not, how do I want to describe it? It's not like a perfect egg shape. You can see you come out of turn 4, it's a real nice smooth transition, but then right at that start-finish line, you're still turning left there to a point to where a lot of these drivers were talking about getting a little bit loose coming across that start-finish line, but that's not been an issue for Caden Tufts right now, as he's got a 1.7 second lead on to Devin Smith. That's going to bump Casey Picala up into that 3rd place position. Frederick Wool in 4th, and David Hara just made his way into the top 5 this evening. Of course, David Harris got his eyes on the prize in 2 weeks. towards the end of July, he is one of the top 4 drivers in the Cup Series. He's going to be... Oh, Caden Tufts gets a little loose there, but he holds on to it. He's going to be running in the top 4 for that Cup Series championship for All-American Racing League. I know he's excited about that. He's worked really hard for that. Chad Snyder made it in. David Rufano made it in. And I think Travis Rodriguez being the 4th driver to make that in. So those are going to be your top 4 drivers on that Tuesday night race. That'll pack that season up, and we'll have a little bit of a turnover there before we start the next season. Devin Smith about 2 seconds behind Caden Tufts, but he's got a 1 second advantage over 3rd place Casey Pacala. Talked to at the top of this broadcast. He doesn't get to race a whole lot, like you heard him say. He tries to get in once or twice a night. He's on iRacing, trying to run some laps. He's going to make this race at Rockingham a good one, though, as he finds himself in the 4th position, running up front of David Hera. And driver at Hillbilly Motorsports, along with David Lofano and Larry Garnes. And there's Alonzo King Jr. Not the start he wanted as far as taking the first lap. He started up front in that 3rd place position. Got a little off track as you see it in the replay, but he's recovered. Doesn't look like he's got much damage there. Larry Garnes behind him in the Hillbilly Motorsports 20 car this evening. Tyrone Yo, you see the front end damage there. That's not good for him. He gets a little loose there, but I will say this. Look at that paint scheme. That is sick. A little bit of homage to the Intimidator there. I love the chrome scheme that he's got going on. That looks awesome, Tyrone. So I'm not too sure what happened with Braden Black. I don't see him on the track. He is in the live timing software as a participant, but I don't think he made his way out there. I'm not too sure. Yep, I was trying to find him for us, but I just couldn't. That's why you saw the, well, you didn't see a whole lot of nothing. I was trying to track down Braden Black, but I did not see him on the track there. We'll catch back up to the leader here. Caden Tufts running around with a 4.5 second lead on Casey. Making his way up to that 5 seconds. You see David Harris falling a lap behind. It looks like he has entered pit lane, so I'm not too sure what's going on in that 15 cars. He has entered pit lane. I would assume, have to assume, this is an unscheduled pit stop. He's going to go a lap down. This looks like a very fun car track combination. You can see the speed that these super late models carry in with them into the turns and carry out on the exit with them as well.
We're not afraid to be all that we are. No limit here to tell us just how far. Can't hold me back.
It's time.
Will you be joining me?
I'm in.
What have you done, Witcher?
Brilliant. Geralt's usually so stingy with the details.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty. Whoa.
Design tips with us, the Scott Brothers. The things you love to do can become a great design element for your space. But make sure you protect those things by designing your renter's insurance with American Family Insurance. Want to go for a ride? I'm more of a painter kind of guy. Get a quote at amfam.com.
Some fine driving by everybody here tonight, though. We haven't had a caution yet. Take a look at our drivers tonight. This is Tyrone Yo running in 6th place position. Larry Garnes. Looks like we have our first caution of the night. Alonzo King Jr. involved. Let's take a look at this. Rocking that high side. Looks like he tries to go back to the mid, a little bit high. He's going to go for a ride there off the wall, on the outside, into the wall, on the inside. That's going to be some damage there. Fortunately for him, it doesn't look like anybody else was involved, as he's going to let some of these cars pass. It looks like he might have gotten towed to pit lane, so that's not good there. So he's going to have some tow time plus some repair times, as these drivers are going to come in under caution, get a fresh set of tires. As we'll see the race off of pit road. You see Tyrone out there. He's trying to get some laps back, or some time back, really. I don't think he was ever really a lap down, but I was a little concerned for Tyrone, as he did have that front end damage after rear-ending Alonzo King. So as we regroup these guys back up, let's give Casey another chance to make a run at Caden. It's a tough break for him, as he was out with a pretty large lead here at Rockingham. I don't think he's too worried though. He had the fastest practice lap, fastest qualifying lap, and he's led every lap here at Rockingham. So as we see David Hera receiving the Lucky Dog detailing, a Lucky Dog. So he's going to make his way past the iRacing pace truck, get his lap back, or one of the lap backs. I'm not too sure if he was multiple laps or not. The relative still shows he's still 1 lap, so he may have been 2 down. But he'll get 1 back, free of charge nonetheless. Devin Smith starting on the inside in the 2nd row in 3rd, and Frederick Houle on the outside in 4th, as Caden Tufts spins the tires a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to cost him that much, as the rest of his restart was just phenomenal. You got Devin Smith trying to work on the inside of Casey in that 36 car. Let's see if he can get that work done. Looks like he had a really strong run there on the restart, but Casey in his groove is going to maintain the 2nd place comfortably. Looks like Tyrone came in, got his quick repair done. He's got that Do It For Dale good wrench car back to normal. I just love that skin and that color combination. Might have to find out where he got that. I can run it personally. As you see, Caden Tufts getting a little bit loose there coming off turn 2. Able to maintain his composure though into turn 3. There's one thing we've learned about watching Caden Tufts run laps here. Doesn't matter if it's in the Tour Mods or the Super Lates. He pushes his car to the extreme. We've seen it cost him before. Not very often, but at Martinsville, I believe. In the Cup cars. Other than that, he's just been super fast all around in this league. So unfortunately, it looks like Alonzo King's night is done. He took a tow back to the pits, which is going to cost you up to 2 minutes. Plus the repairs on the car. He took a couple of hard licks. Looks like we got Frederick Houle crashed. We'll see if that pulls out a caution or not. Looks like we're going to stay green flag racing. Go back and take a look and see what happened to Freddie Brewski here. Just gets a little bit loose on corner exit. He's going to lock them brakes up though. Make sure he doesn't hit that inside wall. Stays low on the track. Lets a couple of cars pass. Well done in that 59 car not to involve anybody else and keep it clean and keep us green flag racing. 18 laps to go here at the Rock. This is All-American Racing League. running the super late models in the Spent Dreamz Car Club Tri-Track Championship. Freddie did find himself down into pit lane there. He's made his way back out onto the track.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year.
Automatically. Whoa, I got my money!
Starting to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Let it go! Woo.
Get a $1 match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
Verizon launched the first 5G network, and now we want to be the first to give everyone the joy of 5G with the new 5G phone on us. Old customers, new customers. Just trade in your old one. Cracked, busted, sticky buttons. We're calling it the biggest upgrade ever because it is.
As we see a race for second place brewing up. That's going to be Devin Smith in the Mopar. Closest to your eyes behind him is Casey Pacala in the black and red paint. Tracking him down. Looks like he might have gotten a run there. He had to check up though. I think he thought Devin was going to stay up high. Devin checked down low. Casey had to lift quite a bit there. That he's going to lose time there, but we still have 12 laps to go here at Rockingham. That's going to be able to give Casey another shot at tracking down our second place driver, Devin Smith. Come back to this race here, but as you can see, they have their eyes set on this 88 car. They're keeping it close this time around. 10 laps to go. Can Devin Smith hold off the charge of Casey and come home with a second place finish? Frederick Cool running in fourth place. Good showing for him. And Tyrone Yo finds himself in possibly another top five. That'll be 2 weeks in a row for Tyrone if he can hold on to that. He's got Larry Garnes trying to track him down though in this 20 car. Got quite the gap though, as Tyrone just keeps it clean for the rest of the race. He should be looking good. In fact, he might have his eyes set on Frederick Cool, as these guys aren't too far off from each other. As we see Caden takes another lap around. 7 laps to go. So we got a couple of areas of the track where cars are relatively close to each other. Devin Smith, though, creating a nice buffer between himself and Casey. It got tight there for a second, but looks like Devin is taking full control of that second place. Frederick Poole running 4th with Tyrone trying to track him down in 5th. Laps to go this time by. Looks like we have an incident out on the track. Larry Garnes is involved. Looks like we're going to stay green, though. 3 laps to go. So he was able to save his car and prevent the yellow flag. It's going to be 2 laps to go. All Caden needs to do is what he's been doing all night long. Just run it smooth. Run it clean as he's on the backstretch going into turn 3. This time around, he's going to take the white flag. 1 more lap. And we'll see Caden take 2 victories in a row to open up the Spent Dreamz Car Club Tri-Track Championship here at Rockingham, before we head into Irwindale next week. There it is, Caden taking the checkered flag in the All-American Racing League Super Late Model Division. Driving that 88 car from Canada. Devin Smith, unofficially results here. Devin Smith taking home 2nd. That's a good run for him in that 95 Dodge. Casey Bacala taking home 3rd. Frederick Poole 4th. Tyrone Yo with a 2nd P5 in a row. So shout out to him. David Hera in 6th. He found himself a lap down earlier into the race. Larry Garnes going to be 7th. And Alonzo King Jr., who had that unfortunate incident involving just himself, but it was a pretty hard lick. He's going to finish the race 31 laps down. But your race winner tonight, Caden Tufts in the 88. You see the 95 of Devin Smith and Casey Bacala taking home the podium. Another massive burnout for Caden Tufts, as he did last week. Hey Devin, how you doing? It's Faded up in the booth. Hey, another strong finish tonight. I feel like we just had this conversation. It's deja vu all over again. But a solid 2nd place for you tonight. Didn't quite have enough for that 88 car. but you got a lot of points coming out of Rockingham tonight, finishing P2. It looked like Casey was going to give you a little bit of run for your money at the end, but you were able to hold him off. Talk about racing with him and, finishing second place here tonight at Rockingham.
I mean, it was a blast. It's always fun racing around Casey. We have been for probably the past 3 seasons. The 2 in Tormod and then this one here. He got by me for second on that first green flag run. I didn't have anything for him. Second green flag run. I guess I kind of saved more tires early in the run because I was able to catch him and pass him. But then coming in towards the end, he was creeping back up. Then I slammed the wall with about 3 to go off of 2, so I was worried about that. Being a little bit tighter, but managed to hold it on for P2.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, a P2 finish. We'll see you next week here. You guys are going to Irwindale, correct, next week?
Yes, I believe it's Irwindale Inner Outer, so that should make it very interesting.
All righty, sounds good, Devin. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
All righty, now we're going to pull in race winner Caden Tufts, as he's still not done celebrating out there. He's going to send it into the grass one more time as he parks for the second time down there. Rockingham has the nice little checkered flag down there on the inside wall there, as he's going to try his best to destroy that and the tires that he came in on. A long celebration tonight for Caden Tufts. Hey, Caden, you got a copy, brother?
Yeah, got you.
Hey, man, so, same old story, fastest in practice. You got the qualifying, the pole, and you led every lap here. A strong showing for you. My question is, with these super late models, do you prefer to run a bigger track like Rockingham?
Whoever made this weird nugget gave up hope. But whoever made Arby's new 100% chicken breast nuggets really cares. A lot. The most. 2 for $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's gonna be an amazing conversation.
Apartments.com's 3D virtual tours are so realistic, feels like you're actually there. And that's all thanks to this guy, Ted.
Oh, just a matter of perspective, really.
Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place. Oh!
And maybe not necessarily the size, as we do see the engine blown up finally there. But, when you run these a lot on the other tracks, the bankings aren't very high. You're on the brakes quite a bit. With Rockingham, I think it kind of provides a little bit more speed for everybody. So what's your thoughts on the track, and how do you feel about taking home first place 2 weeks in a row?
Wow, just taking 2 wins so far out of 2 races is great, but I prefer short tracks because I mostly stick around that. I'm not that great at these bigger tracks, but I got a decent amount of speed. Like you said, not a lot of brake goes into the turns here. 3 and 4, you just let it roll. 1 and 2, you just use a little to keep it on the bottom. But after around lap 30, I just said send it and might as well run the tires off it.
Yeah, we seen you get loose just a little bit. Nothing that was too concerning, but we could tell you were giving that car everything she could handle. Congratulations on your 2nd win in a row. Obviously running out of Rockingham with the points lead. We look forward to talking to you next week, as we'll be at Irwindale. So good luck to you that next week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you before the race. So congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll see you then, buddy.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that is Caden Tufts, your race winner 2 weeks in a row here in the Super Late Model Division for All-American Racing League. That's going to be it for the broadcast. I'm Faded GG. You're watching this live on Faded TV, and we'll catch you next week. Tuesday. No, we won't. They're off. We'll catch you next Wednesday As far as the broadcasts go, we'll pick it back up with East Coast Racing Circuit running the tour mods. We'll be back with these guys next Thursday at Irwindale, 6:45 Central Time. We'll see you then.